So you just landed a new sales job or embarked on a new career. You're selling yourself, you're selling real estate, you're selling insurance, you're selling a product, you're selling a service. Whatever the situation is, you're selling something. How do you become the best sales representative you possibly could be? And what is the one strategy that's going to separate you from your competition? You see, that question gets asked to me on a consistent basis. I get DMs, emails, text messages. How do I separate myself from my competition? How do I become the best version of myself? How do I become the best sales rep on my team, in my company, etc.? The problem lies in the question. The problem isn't how do I become the best? The problem is you don't know enough to become the best. And to know enough to become the best, it starts with multiple areas, but the one area that separates top performers from under average performers is top performers know their competition. And that is a big benefit to you as a sales professional. Now, when I say know your competition, I don't mean just know who your competitors are, know the products they sell, know the services they sell. No, that's basic. You're not listening to this to be a basic sales rep. Knowing your competition means knowing more about their product and service than your competitor does. You should be able to articulate the exact details of your competitor's product or service better than they do. And you should also know what are they saying to their prospects about you and your product and your service. That is when you have a master level of understanding your competitors. How are they selling against me? What are they saying about their product that is causing my consumers to say yes? Here's how you get that research. Do it yourself. Don't trust others. Don't trust your coworkers. Use it as a guideline, but hear it from yourself. Start asking your customers. Start asking your loyal customers when they get approached by a competitor. Hey, man, can you tell me a little bit about what they said? And then do the research. There is so much information available online today that the lack of knowledge is no longer an acceptable excuse. If you don't know, do the research and find out. It's not really difficult. So, to become a top performing sales professional, you must research your competitors and know your competitors better than they know themselves. Now, just because you know your competitors doesn't mean you're automatically going to rise to the top of the ranks. It doesn't mean you're automatically going to be a top performing sales professional. Once you have that dialed in, the new problem is, how do I use this information? And in order to use that information, you now have to create a plan of attack. You get together with your peers, your manager, if you work for yourself, you get together in some alone time, and you must craft your talk track. What you're looking to create is small sound bites that you can utilize in your arsenal when you're speaking with your customer. A sound bite is taking a 20-sentence paragraph or 20-sentence document, or taking multiple bullet points from the customer sales sheet, poking a hole at it and creating it in a 15, 20, 30-second pitch. Can you poke a hole in your competitors and keep the conversation flowing? Can the hole you poke be valid and accurate? The only way you can do that is by doing the research. So once you gain that research in, now your job is to create sound bites, multiple sound bites about your competitors on why they aren't as effective, why they aren't as efficient, why they're more expensive or less expensive, whatever the situation may be. But you have to create these sound bites. The beautiful thing about doing this is you only have to do it once. If you do the research, you learn about your competitors, you learn about what they're saying about your product, how they're selling against you, and you do all your fact finding, now you have all the tools necessary to poke holes in your competitor next time you're in a competitive situation. Let's just phrase this. That doesn't mean it ends there. You've done it once. I highly recommend you stay in touch and you always checking up for new competitive information, because I, like you, am in sales, and I, like you, always want to win. So if I think you have a competitive edge on me, then I'm gonna change my tactic to gain my competitive edge back on you. Don't think your competitors aren't good salespeople. That's the first mistake you'll make. That's what I got for you this week. I'm Anthony Garcia. Thank you for subscribing to the blog. I'll catch you on the next one.